The fourth industrial revolution, or better known as IR 4.0, is poised to usher in a new era for the world as organizations everywhere embrace new technologies to make their businesses more efficient and innovative. But can everyone keep up with the fast pace of technological change, especially since the COVID pandemic has affected so many? I'm Khoo Su Chuang, and it's time to do business. For this episode of It's Time to Do Business, we take a look at IR 4.0 to understand its benefits and how Malaysian businesses are progressing with this transformation. One of the touted solutions to the future, especially now post-COVID, is machines, IR 4.0. But to a lot of people, we don't even know what IR 4.0 is. So please explain.
Now, first, to understand IR 4.0, we need to know what is the IR 1.0. So 1.0 is when in the 18th centuries they're using steam to power up the mechanized operations. Then in the 19th century we have the electricity, whereby they use it to do mass production. And then in the 19th century, late 19th centuries, we're using ICT, information communication technology. And right now, sometime around 2010, started in terms of Industry 4.0, whereby it's very much of connecting your machine, getting your machine to talk to each other so that we can get some data and some information for us to make business decision. That is very important. And for Malaysia right now, in 2018, we started off with the Industry Forward, which is the national policy on Industry 4.0. And recently in July, the Malaysia government also announced the 4IR policy, which is a holistic, basically I would say as the mother of all policy for the country to go to the advanced stage. That is what's going on right now.
Okay, so it's the machines talking to each other and talking to the owners themselves, the human beings, right?
Yes, correct.
Is it true to say that every SME now has a machine or machine assistants in their business?
Our engagement with the SMEs and through some of the research, I have to say that quite high number of the SMEs are still manual based, or it's not fully auto, maybe semi-manual and semi-auto. So a lot of them will still have some challenges in terms of if there's no machine, how can they talk? Yeah, that would be the challenge.
So out of the 100% of SMEs, how many don't have machines?
I would say that, you see, SMEs, manufacturers per se, they are approximately about 50,000. So I would say that at least about 50% of them are already semi-auto. If you say that full manual, very few. They might have some mechanical kind of the assist equipment and so forth. But fully automated, I would say that merely about 25%. In average.
So is it true that IR 4.0 is mainly for the manufacturing sector? Because SME is huge, right?
Yep.
It goes beyond manufacturing.
Industry 4.0, which is spearheaded by MITI, is focusing on the manufacturers and manufacturing related services. But the 4IR, the fourth industrial revolution policy, is focusing on all the sectors, and it also aims to balance up and develop our advanced and better lifestyle for the people as well.
A lot of people say that manufacturing in Malaysia, there is not enough priority placed on manufacturing in Malaysia because it can be done more cheaply in China or in Vietnam or whatever, right? Yeah. And we are focusing on agriculture, we're focusing on services, focusing on healthcare, other sectors, right? Is that true?
I wouldn't say that it's true because there are different initiatives that has been taken to help different sectors. Manufacturing, like for example, what we know is that the government has been coming up with the incentive to support the SMEs to buy machines. Up to 1 million ringgit, the Smart Automation Grant. And right now we have the Industry Forward Intervention Fund that give up to 500,000 for companies to adopt Industry 4.0. So we can't say that there's not enough emphasis. It's just whether that the execution has been done correctly or not.
So why is it that SMEs are not taking this money? It's almost like free money, right? 500,000, 1 million.
Yeah.
You can buy a lot of machines and even implement with that money.
Yeah.
How's the take-up?
Okay. Half of the story is that they do not know how to apply. It's very confusing, They don't know how to apply. Another half of them, they don't think that they will get it. They don't even try. They don't even try. They are too busy using their own money to earn money.
So how can these machines, when implemented, help the SMEs?
Basically, the machines would definitely help them in terms of their productivity. That is the key. Now, number one is that last time I'm able to produce 1 ton in a day. Right now, with this new machine, I can produce 2 tons in a day. Basically, I increase my capacity already. Then last time, I would need 10 people to manage the whole process. Right now, with the machines, I only need 5 people. So you will be less dependent on the foreign laborers, especially the low-skilled people, which is getting more and more expensive right now. So that would be the 2 key reasons.
Yeah, so it makes a lot of sense for the SMEs to take on board the machines, apply for the grant, get it on board, rely less on foreign workers. But that doesn't seem to be happening. Why is the reason? Because of the pandemic, maybe cash flow is an issue?
Cash flow is definitely an issue because even the government gives you the grants, you would need to spend first because most of the government grants are reimbursement basis. So for example, the government gives you a 1 million grant, which is a 50% matching grant. So you will need to spend 2 million first to get back 1 million. So you need to expense the 2 million, submit whatever the documents that you need to submit, go to the government, they will take a few months for them to process and then pay you back. So during this period of time, your cash flow of 2 million is gone into the machine, especially during this pandemic period. Which SMEs have such big amount of cash flow in hand? Yeah. So that's the issue.
So how's the pandemic changed the way you look at business and machines and this whole new world that is coming even faster than we can imagine? IR 4.0 or that's just one area. You got the AI, you got the big data. It's very frightening.
Okay, I would have to say that pandemic, does it do good to the business? Does it do bad to the business? Yes, of course, it affected a lot of business. But if we think positively, the pandemic actually accelerated the adoption of technology by the companies. Yeah. Right now, by no choice, they will have to, SMEs, they would like to tunggu dan lihat Malaysian attitude, tunggu dan lihat. But right now, they are forced to. And during the pandemic, it has been proven that once they are forced to do something, the SME actually can adapt to it. They can actually do it when they're really forced to do it. So the SMEs right now can see that the potential of the digitalization and automation to grow the company. Last time they might take their time. Right now, they will say that it's proven, I can actually do it. They will continue to do it.
So where are we on this journey now in Malaysia? How far along are we?
We are still far behind because I read one report that we have not advanced ourselves very much since 2006, comparing with our neighbor like the Indonesia, Philippines or whatever. They have more advanced than us right now. In terms of automation, in terms of governance, in terms of technology, they are moving faster than us. Okay? Because technology can only be a hardware and something system that is dead. We need the people. Okay, the people who have the skill to actually manage the technology. Then we have to have the process. You have the people, you don't have the process, the technology is saying you don't know how to use it. You use it differently, it comes up with different kind of output and outcome. So if the people, process and technology cannot come in together, Malaysia won't work. Malaysia won't go anywhere.
So you guys, right, how many entrepreneurs do you represent and what more can you guys do to help the SMEs?
For the association side, I believe that today I don't represent the association, but in terms of trade association in general, there are a few things. Number one is that the trade association need to be the eyes and ears of the industry so that they can actually give the input to the government for their consideration. That's number one. Number two, the association need to be the bridge of disseminating the right information. As we mentioned, there are a lot of grants, a lot of incentive and so forth. How many SMEs knows about it? Many of them still do not know. Okay, so it is a responsibility of this trade association to disseminate this information and to actually help them to get the solutions provider, okay, to actually offer them the services. Because a lot of SMEs, I know that it exists, but where should I start? They do not know. That's the difficult part, and many of the SMEs are still 70% are still in micro.
What should they do in 2022?
What should they do? Frankly, I would say that two key things. Number one is that digitize your operation, okay? Because the human resource, the talent will be becoming more and more expensive. Number two is that try to get yourself ready for export market, okay? Because if you don't look for the export market, the other companies will come into your market. Because with all this TPP, all this RCEP and so forth, all this, the market is opening up. We need to get ourselves ready for it.
It goes without saying that the rise of IR 4.0 has had a huge impact in the way the global supply chain works. As digitization and technological innovations continue across all touchpoints on the global value chain, it will undoubtedly affect a variety of different logistical and manufacturing operations. Here's what some of the industry players have to say.
对于中小型企业的话啦，我们都是会提供帮他们解决一些一站式物流的问题，一些比较琐碎的问题咯，还有包含一些好像仓储问题、寄货、打包等等的问题。最大的挑战啊，就是货柜的短缺啊，然后一些运费的暴增哦。这是对我们影响也很大，对于企业家影响也是蛮大，因为进口成本会增加。门市的话啦，基本上我们现在全马的门市播印的顾客真的减少很多很多，所以当然这时候我们就会去找更多的司机去上门 pick up， 去做这个 service 给顾客。现在有很多大企业都在用这很先进的一些科技跟智能的仓库，所以我们都会称之为它是物流中心，而不是普通的一个 warehouse 这样子咯。所以我们也可以满足现代人的需求，就是很着急的那个性格，更快的去交到那个货给他们。其实在我们的总部已经有开始在使用很先进的那个流水线，可以去很快的去分好区域，怎么去哪一个区域要派送，哪一个包裹要派送哪一个区域已经分好了的啊，所以当然这就会更省时间。因为在这个韵达在中国是很先进的嘛，所以我们都会不断的跟他们去做交流啊，沟通。这样子去交换人力，这样子啦，达到科技跟人力是一致的。其实现在有越来越多新的快递公司进军 Malaysia， 所以这也可以更好的去达到良好的竞争，也更快可以进入那个很现代的科技。对于我本身来讲啊，这是 Eco 本来都是打造一个很舒适的环境跟安全。对于我们 warehouse 的话，我是觉得这个空间是非常足够的，保安都是会一直在巡，包含下午或者是晚上，因为有时候毕竟我们是晚上，有时候会加班出货。其实对于现在这样子的环境的话，其实如果不是在 Eco 的话是很危险的，因为蛮里面的嘛，这样子，所以保安都不定时的一直都在巡啊，这样子。
And that's it for this episode of It's Time to Do Business. IR 4.0 is the future, and with it comes a whole host of innovative systems that's ingrained in our daily lives. Interconnectivity, efficiency, and technological advancements are just some of the key themes to watch out for in this new world. I'm Khoo Suchong, and thank you for watching.